If you want followers, be someone worth following. Hello, herro friends, it's Meg, and today is the first of a new series that I'm starting on this channel called Meg's Book Notes. Today we'll be talking about Show Your Work by Austin Kleon. Off the bat, this book is a must-read for everyone, and I mean everyone. I literally told my family like this is mandatory reading, and I'm having them read it right now. Whether you're a creative or you're not a creative, self-branding is something that's a part of our life now, whether you like it or not. Show Your Work by Austin Kleon guides the reader through the thought process and the practical methods needed to make your mark on the vast canvas that is the internet. It's honestly a very short read, and it's one of those books that's really low commitment but high impact. So one of the best kinds of books out there, right? There's honestly so many good nuggets in this book. It's hard for me to try and give you the key points without giving away the entire book, but I wanted to share some of the key takeaways I had from reading the book. Be an amateur. Austin Kleon writes, "Amateurs are not afraid to make mistakes or look ridiculous in public. They're in love, so they don't hesitate to do work that others think of as silly or just plain stupid." We all need an element of amateurism in our life, to be so in love with something that we really don't care what other people think. I think a lot of people are scared of being the amateurs, but it's inevitable if you want to learn anything, you know? Because you can only become a master if you become an apprentice, and you can only be an apprentice if you're an amateur. And so it's just kind of like part of the process of becoming proficient in something or getting good at something. So actually being an amateur is not something that we should be scared of. It's something that we should be actively pursuing as lifelong learners. We need to seek out to be the amateurs, to seek out being the dumbest in the room, because that's the only way that we're going to learn and going to grow. Don't obsess over the wrong things. Share what you love, and the people who love the same thing will find you. I often find myself getting caught up in metrics, and some may call them vanity metrics, you know, but I get kind of obsessed with the number of followers I have, the number of subscribers I have, how many likes I get on something, you know, all of these things. I tend to get caught up in that, and I think a lot of small creators can relate because every interaction is really important to us. And so I think it's very easy for us small creators and really anyone on the internet to get caught up in the metrics of everything. But reading this quote, I realized that my goal isn't to have the most followers on the internet, you know? Like, my goal is to not become the biggest creator in the world. That's just not my goal. My goal is to create a community of people who care about my work, care about the things that I care about, you know, share similar values and interests as me. You know, it's really about creating connection with people. And this quote made me realize that I could have the biggest follower base but get nothing out of it because those people actually don't care about my work. It's not really about the quantity of the people who find my work, but the quality of the people. Share something every day. The minute you learn something, turn around and teach it to others. Share your reading list. Point to helpful reference materials. Create some tutorials and post them online. Use pictures, words, and video. Take people step by step through part of your process. This is probably the biggest takeaway I had in terms of how I operate on the day-to-day. I actually started sharing what I'm working on Twitter. So if you don't follow me there yet, make sure you follow me. My handle is down below. I started using Twitter as kind of like a public work diary. I found that this is a great way for me to keep creating output and stay in the practice of creating output, even when I'm not working on my creative endeavors like my YouTube channel or my podcast. And you can start too. Ask yourself, what am I working on right now? And share your work with the world, whether that be in a tweet form, a blog, a video, a podcast, whatever the form may be. Share it with the world. Sharing doesn't decrease the value of your work. I think a lot of people have this fear that when they share something, especially something related to their work, that they're giving away their trade secrets, and that sharing inherently is a lose situation for them. But that actually couldn't be further from the truth. As Austin Kleon writes in his book, teaching people doesn't subtract value from what you do. It actually adds to it. When you teach someone how to do your work, you are in effect generating more interest in your work. Not only that, you actually create an opportunity for yourself to learn from the people who interact with the work that you put out. So sharing is actually not a losing game. It's a game in which you only gain. so why wouldn't we share? And lastly, keep going. The people who get what they're after are very often the ones who just stick around long enough. It's very important not to quit prematurely. Don't stop. Successful people have this in common. They never quit. When it comes to creating a following online or branding yourself, you have to be in it for the long game. Overnight success is a myth. And it's only by continuing to show up every single day that you're going to be able to make a big impact. So keep going. So those were some of my highlights and notes from the book Show Your Work. If you like this video, please leave a like. It helps out so much. And if you're not subscribed already, make sure you do so down below. And let me know down below in the comments if there's any books that you want me to cover. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.